One partner is going to have their back foot on the cage, the other partner is going to be striking. He's going to be defensive, trying to defend every shot. It's my job to find my level change and entry. From my entry, I can get any takedown to start. Sorry. Yeah? All right. Find a buddy. Hands up. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Tape. I think we have some over here. All right. I'm going to get you guys on the timer. Find a buddy. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Remember, find a pad. There's some padding over here as well. Work that distance. Make sure when you first start out, you're in your furthest range. You're going to take baby steps into a takedown range. We have your furthest range. Baby step into your takedown. You're closing that distance one step at a time. The partner, give them 20-30% resistance. Maybe make them chain to something else, not just the one entry. She's super nervous. So, how you doing? What's that? One thing I need to remember is you're learning self-defense, right? So I know that it's super these guys are little that's what I was going to ask.
Did you? Had Austin show me this butterflies. It's like, it's got butterflies and stuff like that. Obviously, from the inside, you see it comes my back is not good. I'm an old man.
Sam, thank you. 1 minute, guys. All right, thanks. And then just kind of take a distance, and then we can work you under these two groups. Just kind of circle in and cycle in. That way everyone gets their workout. So if you could just cycle in with the two groups, that way everyone gets it. 50 seconds. Watch, we have our down here. Julian. That's it. All right, there it is. Keep going, guys. I solved all the issues. All right, strike. Make sure you're not reaching through the spaces. Baby steps. 15 seconds. You're going to come in, you're going to grab the double. I'm going to, you see my back leg here? I don't want to leave it extended. I want to get it nice and tight.
Once I get it tight, I'm going to push myself up and in to the fence. And all I'm going to do is hold Luca here while Luca tries to get his feet flat. That's all I'm going to do. Go ahead, Luca. Push the head, like pummel. Yeah. All I'm going to do is hold this wedge. And as long as I get this boot secured underneath me, I can create that pressure. Same thing. I get my double, and instead of leaning this leg back, I bring the boot in, I wedge my pressure. You're doing it, right? If I can get my head to the cage, I can lock my hands around the legs. That's generally where you finish the double. That's the first part, though, is getting that pressure up and in, nice and tight, so that way you can take the hips, because that's what I'm looking for here. Go in. With my pressure nice and tight, you see he's up tall now. If someone stands up tall in wrestling, they're really light. Make sense? All right, everybody's hands up. 1, 2, 3. All right, 2 minutes each person. First person lock in the wedge. Drive that pressure up and in. Let's go. Just, yeah, take it back. Take it back. You gotta take it back. All of you looking flat. If you can lift them up and turn, elevate. Just bring those hands to you and walk your hips in. Stand up. Just move it. Just move the camera for me.
There's not too many great places.
1 minute left for this person. It's 2 minutes each. We got 1 minute left for this person. Find that nice pressure. Wedge them up. They should be on the balls of their feet. Thank you, Sam. That's right. That's what we're talking about, right? Right before takeout. You guys get stuff. Believe it or not, you gotta get that's wedge up, shoulder pressure nice and high. If they feel like it, snatch them up. 20 seconds. Keep that pressure, wedge them into the cage. Get that hook, scoot that back leg in. Wedge, nice and high, nice and high. There it is. Yes. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Switch, other person. Go ahead and go. Same routine, watch him in. Get that pressure going up into that solar plexus. That's it. And chest in. Yeah, get like 20%, push on the head. It's Victor's job to keep the pressure. I want you guys to realize in WMMA especially, there are so many fights that are won because someone can hold someone else against the cage. You can't strike when you're against the cage. There's no lack of real submission when you're against the cage. So I can stall there and be in control of the fight if I need to.
Oh, I just forgot about that.
The pressure really good. It's good in the arm. I'm trying. Sure. That's it. He's dropping loads. Don't get stuck on that. So he's dropping loads and coaching, right? Alright, when you're in here, you feel this, but you don't need this one to be a slight. This one is important. Trying to have to bring that back. The legs is going to that exchange. Yeah. 100%. And so who's going against the game? No problem. 10 seconds. Much Ross. Now he's always in. Time! See those level battles? That's exactly it. Even in wrestling, old school traditional wrestling, we had level battles where one person would end up sliding around on the floor looking for takedowns because we just couldn't beat each other's level the lower we get. The lower I get, the more easier it is to penetrate past your defense. I want to get to your leg. It's no different on the cage. Yeah, other than the fact that I'd rather take your hips than your ankles on the cage. In wrestling, I'd rather take your ankles than your hips. All right, got it. Today's going to be a question day. I had Mike asked me about showing some side control stuff, so I'm going to go over a few things. We'll send this recording to Dave because that's what he was saying, get stuff. But Luca, can I use you? And if you guys can be a little careful with the camera, I record our classes, they get put on YouTube, not like public, they get unlisted, but I record all the classes and I post them to our site, so that way if you ever have a question of what we did that week or you wanted to review, it's available on blacksheepuniverse.com. All right, so I'm down, Luke is going to be in side control. Mike was saying that he got really trapped along the cage here, yeah, tight pressure, and he was like, keep your head against the fence too, and he's stuck, we can't move. And I understand that it feels like you're stuck, but you have to remember in jiu-jitsu, an inch is like a mile, okay? So first things first, is I need to establish frames. If I don't have anything inside of his hips, you notice he's going to completely shut down every escape I look. He's going to keep my back flat to the mat. That's where the person on top wins, is when my back is flat to the mat, my frames go up instead of into them. So the rule in jiu-jitsu is I always turn towards my opponent. In order to do that, the first thing I need to do is establish that frame, like I said, so this elbow is going to sneak in. If I can actually land on the hip, look how I'm able to control and push off by keeping this frame in the hip. I can come down and push the leg itself, however, the leg is way stronger. And when I talk about push, I actually want to talk about structure versus like a traditional weighted like push. If I try and push Luca, he pushes back into me. There's no winning that battle. If I extend my arm and frame, but no matter how much Luca pushes into me, because I'm not using strength, I'm using structure, you notice I'm able to maintain the distance. So a frame, sorry, this is like going to be a little bit of a jiu-jitsu seminar too. A frame is not this push downward towards the hips. It's not this explosive movement out. A frame is just where I lock my body up. Because from here, I have good structure. Structure is what's going to keep them away. So again, first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to establish my frame side. Once I have frame side, I have already created more space because of my frame to sneak my knee through on the other side. I am going to put my back to the cage. That is super important. Don't leave your back flat. In order to get up, your back has to go to the cage, because if it doesn't, he'll take the cage position, and that's where you get choked. So I frame and I get my knee inside. Both of these things are meant to keep his hips away. Good wrestlers, you'll feel them collapse their hips to you, and then you don't have any ability to push off anymore. With my frames in there, I now, go ahead and get your hips in, can fight those wrestling hips because I'm not pushing. Very relaxed. Other hand's going to start to look to come to the inside. If not, I'm going to look for my wizard. The key is to get the frame knee down to the mat. I'm going to turn and try and get my bottom leg to the mat. Even if my head is here, I don't care. This is my first step. Now I can work my other knee down, start creating space, and work up. But make sure that when you stand up, because that's honestly the best thing you can do from this position is stand up, you are going to need a shot or two. This is one of those positions where I've already messed up. We're too deep in the waters. It's like a triangle. Don't get caught in a triangle, right? Okay, well, you should have defended before you ended up flat on your back. We did it. Good frame. Create that space. Work our hand. Need a shot. Get to our feet and get control. I'm going to have to need a shot. But make sure it's in transition versus me being stuck, because then he can stick me. That's all we're doing right now. Get that knee down to the mat and work up. Now, last little detail, I want you guys to work with two different distances, is I'm away from the cage. Everything's the same here. I frame off, I get my space, except this time, I'm gonna scoop myself back with the shrimp. I'm looking to put my back on the cage again. Because the cage is my third leg. It's my balance point. It's my balance point. I can use this to start elevating and coming back up. That cage is your best friend, but don't ever allow someone to get in between you and the cage. A cage is your best friend. Stay as tight to it as you can. So we're just working a drill to get up for now. Understand? Hands up. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. And remember, either we're scooting towards the cage or we're trapped on the cage. When you as a are you trying to bring your hips together? I'm trying to drop my hips. Good for a minute. Whoa. Turn down just like you did. Whoa. Good. Now start putting that hands in that. This hand, elbow, bring that elbow to the mat. Push up. Yes. Back to the cage. Back to the cage. There. If you're back in the cage, it was so much easier to get up. So if you're off the cage, let's say the cage is here. If I'm off the cage, trying to do this, I have to go straight up. When I come to the cage, now I can use the cage just like you make sure you get your back on. I want them to ease off the pressure so I can get out of it. Now I need one shot to get out instead of keeping that pressure, they're just pounding. Right? Because I'm already in a very shitty position here. Right? If I relax here, you just let go, start taking, right? Back in position. Keep that one shot to that right. And then you want to go straight. Knee down is the most important part. Good. Now elevate him as you come up. Elevate him. There, yes. And then framing off on the hip. I take my frame off. Oh, not that either. I extend my shoulder. That's how you frame the frame. So this one's supposed to be in the hip, so they go over the head. And this one goes under the hip. Now, frame. Try and get your knee inside. Frame, walk your back to the cage, turn into it. Good. Bottom knee down. There. Still working up. Work up. Bring that elbow up. That's it. Yes. It's going to take a little bit of explosion. If you can start to amplify in there, it's going to start to find easier where else up. Get that back to the cage. Get that back to the cage. Keep that space. Keep that space. Hand down. Hand down. Up. Yes. That's it. There he is. Bottom me down. Bottom me down. Boom. Raise him. Yes. That's it. Here. That's it. I'm sorry, friend. Right here. Knee to the inside. So straight. Knee it. Once you're here. There. Yes. Once you're here. Push him away. Get the bottom knee down. But like here. Like there. I'm at the center where I open mat takedowns are much easier to stay in control of than when I get my back on the cage. Someone asked me the other day, they were like, or I was looking at me and people were talking, and we were like, man, is it that people don't hold people down anymore? Or is it that the defenses are just drilled so highly because no one wants to get stuck in those positions anymore? And I think we've really overloaded defense and we've like detracted from the offensive aspect of it. But everyone knows like these are fundamentals on getting up on the cage, right? Okay, back to the cage. So you're circling the wrong way. Come this way. That's a kick, that's a kick. Yes, yes, yes. All right, now go ahead. Wait, get up. Like my yes, good, Frank. All right, I'll be down now. Yeah. So, take this one. Yes, down. And then go ahead and walk your back to the game. There. Now start to fight out the dog fight. So go ahead and push down on the arm. Right. Crank down here to get up. You see how that controls the shoulder? So go back down on the mat. There it is. All right. So as you start to come up, pull down on that shoulder and get that bottom knee down. Go. Boom. Now you're fighting back up. Yes. A wizard's really important. Yeah. And if someone does,
You can sit there if you want. Or here.
if someone has you out here and they're keeping you flat, that's why they're spraying in. Oh shit. Time. Not bad. We got one more. Just wanted for a little bit of fun. I'm going to use some lateral space. Yeah, what do you do? All right, so I'm in. I frame this time. My goal is going to be to take this arm out. Now, once I'm here, usually I'll buck. I'll turn down towards this leg, and we'll be in a single or some kind of like a dogfight-ish position. What I can do, once I reach this underhook, is I'm going to take my legs, and I'm going to push off on the wall. There it is. To create distance. So I'm in, he's got this tight. I'm going to use the wall to push to get myself back in on that single leg position. It's almost like I just pushed my legs up and spring off of the cage itself. So again, using this cage as a resource instead of as a control point for him. So I'm in, I got this frame, I take my underhook, I come in, notice where my feet go. Push! Now we're back in, just snapping things out. I'm literally gonna like push both of us off to the center. You feel that, right?
Yeah. Are you gonna push? You're not gonna.
You don't have to walk all the way. I'm gonna hold that on the next one.
Okay.
Yeah. This one, I dig for this underhook. I get it in. Now, from here, I bring my angle to the side, push, back in on this ramp. Easy enough? Watch your cage space, because you guys will kick each other for this one. It's pretty tight in here. Hands up! 1, 2, 3. Are you? Oh, my knee.
Fair enough.
I'm not rolling over, I'm pushing through.
Yeah.
Are you kicking up, keeping that under and then or are you kicking it straight into the stomach?
I had sitting hips. I had here, right? Push up. They push you. Yes, there it is. Just like that. Walk. Big push, go to the left. Yes. Walk. Big push, go to the left. Yes. Big push, turn it. Yes.
I do, but I hurt my back yesterday, so. Yeah, I had 2 MMA fights. I won 1, lost 1, so 50-50. Yeah, for sure. Is that what I was trying to do? MMA?
Yeah.
I would like to have experience it.
Yeah.
From being controlled towards all that position.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Push. And back in. Okay, not bad. That means you were quick, I gotta redo that.
Sorry, Will. And then this time I've got my friend.
I'll get smashed in the wall for 6 seconds.
You can roll over it. I'm gonna keep you over when I roll all the way through. We'll talk about that. Okay.
Yeah, I like fighting because you can prepare as much as you want, but once you get in there, mostly the better prepared person wins, but not all the time. My
Some of you guys are
first
finding a
fight,
big explosion. Partner on top, start with
We're
just
not
over
one
your
of the
hips
top.
and don't feel
My
that
fight
single
was
leg person
can't be
that
watched,
rolling
I
you through.
just
It's just
flash.
not as realistic.
Yeah.
You're gonna get that big a push.
But I
and
did
you're
like
on the
that.
other side
I
of
was
this one.
no hard rounds the week before. And then my second fight I just had in July in Oklahoma. So that was a fun fight. I moved here from Texas. It was not the same part of Texas. I lived kind of all over, but I was in the military. And then went to Iowa after I got out in Texas from there, and then here from.
That was always fun going. We used to go fight up the It's always fun to relax.
It is.
Get outside going.
I feel like as the team, especially gets forward, and it's going to be pretty necessary for us. Because there are, I mean, I think Sam has 5 girls in her weight class. She's got 3 of them. I'm like 4 girls in my weight class. She's got 1 of them. And then 1 in MMA. So we want to travel. It's just expensive. Yeah, it's just expensive.
Yeah.
You know,
This time, instead of digging that underhook, I'm gonna have an overhook or a whizzer on that side.
So same thing here, I always keep this frame. The minute he drives these hips in, now we have another problem, because you notice this arm is out of the game. Now there's not a lot I can do from this position. And like I talked about, he's in control. Even if he's not doing damage, if he can maintain this, and some assholes can maintain this for your entire fight, they win. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you, you couldn't get out. So I always want to keep this at that hip line. I don't want to put it under, because then he can start to take advantage of lacing this hand and damaging. I want to be challenging that hip line the whole time. I'm going to keep this overhook this time. I'm going to get up on the cage. And I'm going to keep possible. And got control. Man, I'm keeping this hip away. He's driving down. He's doing his best to stay on the cage.
On the other side, or inside control now, and then I get to do all the things he was just looking to do to me. Yeah?
Good people might just bail though.
Yeah.
Save you on, yeah.
Which if they bail, actually Brandon did that, I walked the cage, and he like bailed out. That's okay. I still end up here, which I told you guys is the position I can fight up from, versus here, which is where I'm stuck. So even if I get them, yeah. I'm up, right? All right, I rolled my neck pretty hard. It's been bothering me, so I'm gonna take a seat. Hands up, 1, 2, 3. Ooh. That's come on, let's go. This time, hold that overhook. Watch your hands. Good job.
You'll take them, right? Yeah. So you have underhook, Victor. So that's why with the underhook, we go down to the leg. Because when we clear that space off, we have to shoot back down to being like a double or a single. If I keep the overhook, I can actually hop all the way over and end up in control just like you.
Easy in your body. Just like feel like yeah.
I don't know how I got jammed up under that.
No, that was my fault. I think I left my head behind. No, that's oh yeah. I should be good. I just gotta take a second. That hurt pretty good.
And everyone's like,
Did it have to go out of place?
No, I feel it does feel shifted.
yeah.
Nice, Bill. That's it. Yes, beautiful.
5 feet.
All right, last one, and then we'll get to questions. All right, so I'm in. I've got my frame of created space. Sometimes I like to dive this arm over the head. Now, this is dangerous because you notice when I bring this arm around, he's now got the route to the back. He's got like head and arm position, things like that. But I'm going to use this reach over to get my shoulders through. So I'm in, I've got my frames, I reach over. Notice, as I extended my arm out, it extended his arm out. I'm going to use the Kimura, in this position to start to get up. So as I go to twist through, I'm reaching over his arm, keeping control. Go ahead and put pressure in. I'm going to roll and catch the Kimura. Now I don't need anything other than the cage and the Kimura to start to come up. Here, notice I didn't stand up all the way. I kept myself in because I'm going to use this hip pop and rotation to start to turn and try and finish. I'm not always going to get the finish, but I will end up in a really dominant position when we talk about MMA. So I tried the other two. Try to move. I got my space. I reach. Arm goes wide. That extends. In. Start reaching up to grab the Kimura. Now from here, I don't need my head down. I don't need any post. I'm going to bring my hips under me. I'm just going to use the wall. Hip in and turn. If I can finish here, rip it up and go over. Most people aren't going to let you do that. Walk, walk, walk. I can start to sit back, but be careful with this one. Because if I don't hit this, if I don't hit this, and he ends up on top, I did all that work for nothing. Just one more time. All right, so he's in his own pressure. All right, start to create space. My knees, elbows to the inside. All right, start to reach to. Or, right. I start to turn. I extend. That's what I'm looking for. Boom. Take it over. Finish. If not, it gets through. Luca likes this position. Let you talk about it. Go high down. hip in position, which you stick us in all the time.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Yeah, talk about it.
So the hip in kind of stops him from just being able to move at all. He needs space to be able to get back up. When my hips are smashing, like I can't really do a whole lot. So I like to strike from here. If he starts to build up at all, you can't when you're in a mount, basically. I mean, Dustin Poirier almost got finished by Eddie Alvarez here.
Yeah.
Until Eddie threw the knee. So if you're sitting down, you kind of need to. If you watch Alex getting up from here, he needs to create space. He needs to back up off the cage, right? So if he's sitting down, you get here at all. So here, take him out at all, and you just throw your hips in. It's pretty hard for him to move. And there's been a lot of fights finished like this.
Really dominant position. He does a really good job. If you didn't notice, it's almost like a sprawl. He's got one hip pinning me. Again, I'm sorry if my fucking neck's going. Again, we talked earlier about having your partners have back flat to the mat. That if their back's flat, you're winning, right? Same thing here. If they're not all the way up, and even if they are, if I'm here, not a lot of push-off. So when I start getting to one side or the other, then I can start to create a scramble. So keep them as flat as you can. He does a good job with one hip, not both. Any questions? All right, that's it. Hands up. 1, 2, 3. Here. No, it's that. It's just like
I appreciate it.
Stand it over. Yes. Yeah. Now when you switch, use that to come. So if he doesn't go, come over, extend round, and I start to rotate up as I get up and in. Once I get here and I notice that, I don't even yeah, down here, it's all on the wrist out of the now you're going to use that to start standing.
It's like a single leg, but I don't even.
He's starting to work anyway, right? Ben starts to build up with me. As he starts to come up, I notice the knee come up. I'm going to pull my elbow down and rotate over. I'm keeping it in, and then I'm trying to finish from this position. If not, I'm going to step over and end up like, look at this end.
Thank you.
And even in life, I think it's that's awesome. Let me know how it goes.
I've never been a race for a leg, and then recover. Get it apart, right? Never forget.
That's it, yes. And then I spin around. And then drive that wrist now towards it. How would I do it? Try to strike. To try and strike, you have to release. Yeah, you have to release. You need the body on that side to be fair. Yeah.
I would try to get in and see if I can before you
Yeah.
Just be like standing and look other, just here, just be like, okay, so here to like, turn it like here, and then I'll be like, just like, he's like, here,
That's okay, raise the elbow to you. So keep your rep from over. Oh, shit. Now to escape.
but if I'm like placing my posture down, just get it towards her down, yeah, because like, let me show you. Really good, and I can't like, you know, standing up kind of like way. So then you try like here. Just like now here,
Extend the bottom elbow. Back into the arm. You feel it? Yeah. Rotate.
otherwise if you want to really, if you're here, you have it.
Time.
Keep turning it. Try to get more
Okay.
here, and
So the biggest thing, and one thing that I'm always going to teach you guys is I can show you a bunch of moves and call each move a different name. I can give you guys a million moves, or I can show you a few good concepts that are going to lead to the scrambles and the escapes. That frame is one of the biggest things. You've got to keep someone's hips away from you. If anyone's seen the Dagestani style, all they do is keep their hips right on top of you, and they embarrass everybody in the world. Even good jiu-jitsu guys, because we're trained to sit in the guard, and guess what? In the guard, their hips are tight. We're trained to want to lock half guard, and guess what? Their hips are tight. We're trained to literally keep them on top of us. Really, really good people at scrambling, you see them push away almost the entire time. They're trying to keep that person as far away from them as possible. I know that you guys, most of you, learned or know some form of jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is used to either stop them from damaging you or to submit and win that fight. We don't use jiu-jitsu like it's a typical jiu-jitsu match where it's like, oh, it's a point system and oh, let's flow. I'm trying to get up in MMA or I'm trying to finish you. Does that make sense? Okay, so my old coach used to say, always have a timer in your head. I give myself 30 seconds to go for a submission, whatever your timer is, depending on your skill level. For me, I actually have a pretty long timer. I'm sure Luca will give himself a little bit longer of a timer to play with the positions and start trying to set some things up. If you don't have a game where you can like go this hold to this submission or this hold to this transition to this sweep to this submission, if you don't have that game lined up, and I got a secret for you, just get up. Don't play jiu-jitsu with them. Get up. It really does work. If you don't believe me, watch all of the fights in the UFC, all right? If someone gets held down, the fight's over. If that person just pushes away and thinks, get up, all of a sudden now we've got strikers holding their own in some of these fights, right? It's about getting up. Any questions on today? Okay. Does anyone have anything that they would like me to see or review or kind of go through a scenario with them for the group?
So similar to, say we're not up against the wall, we're in the middle of the mat. Similar to them inside control, it's trying to pass the arm under, still valid.
So the ghost escape is what you're talking about. Let's see if I can do it.
I can do it.
It's starting to hurt a little bit more. Back out. Okay. So you're saying the ghost escape where you go in, pop up, and rotate. It's not that that isn't a valid escape, because it is. There are things that I can do off of that to kind of stall or lead you deeper into submissions of my own as well. So I always tell people to be careful with the ghost escape. It's not that it's not good. It is a good move, but if I don't have like high explosion and I don't get myself out of that position, I can end up in some really bad positions from there.
I was gonna say I like it the most from like a dynamic position. So like if I'm gonna like getting put there and then I can like shoot my arm, but I don't like it as far as like slowly walk my arm and then bridge. I feel like they can kind of move with you, but like if like we're here, you know, like here he like throws me down, whatever. Not like
Yes.
goes to stick it, it can come up. But if we're here, and like the leg all fully locked in here, I don't like this, like you know, like turning as much. So
A lot more energy.
to me, like as a backhand, it's like, oh fuck. Shit.
While we're there, I want to talk about a really handy catch. My old coach, Coach Ben Westrick, showed this.
And it's worked out really well. Now, there are counters to it. I'm trying to learn how to beat him right now. I don't have a post on my backside, but it's just a really interesting position to stall. So as he goes in for this ghost escape, if I feel like he said, where you're taking your time, I'm going to beat your arm through and sit my hip through to your head. And I'll kind of catch you in this position here, where I can start fishing for things like Femoras. Now, if you guys ever do get caught in this position, it's actually a little bit easier than I'd like. You notice towards my backside, I don't have any post anymore. There's nothing that can go that way. So either you can grab there, or you can bridge really hard and push my head through the other way, and that deep backwards to where they're on top. But this is actually a pretty nifty position to end up getting some really nice strikes, or even just working back in right into a submission off of transition. I actually like that one a lot. Any other questions?
Yeah, I got one. It's not really side, but I feel like it should be similar concept. I know Jace isn't here, but the other day we were doing cage work and we were getting a lot of guys stuck in like that bear hug body lock against the cage. And we weren't having a lot of like people figuring out good responses. Dudes were just getting their spine bent backwards and not getting out.
So like my back's against the cage, bear hug, takedown, or
Yes.
like I'm
Getting stuck.
okay.
People just getting full
Now,
backwards.
I'm not gonna lie.
You are kind of screwed. But you're kind of screwed here.
Okay.
You guys were like, man, it feels like I can't do anything. Alright, so. Yeah, just Alright, so as I start noticing my hips going, that's the first sign I've lost, right?
Okay.
If my hips get pulled under or behind my head or past my head, I'm going down. There's not really a fight here. So the first thing I'd say is sit that butt to the cage. That's going to give you a little bit of distance. You can do different things from here. They talk about squeezing the arms and elevating and all kinds of things. I like getting my hips in and kind of folding my chest, almost pushing my head on head, because that's going to give me just the tiniest bit of space to be able to pump. But if he's in tight and he's got your hips going, this is dead. There's not, honestly, there's not much.
Yeah, because my cats be like, hey, you know, one guy back against the cage, other guy, just start off with whatever grip you want. And then someone did that, and then next, the whole line was just.
There is something that you can do. It's a little bit of a dick move, and it really doesn't do anything other than give up your hips. But you can start to frame and push the head away. I have to be able to change my level. Where the head goes, the body follows. So if I start pushing his head away and he tries to bear hug me now, you notice I've taken literally all his power away by just getting his head separated. But like I said, as I start to frame and push away, if he's a good wrestler, he drops down low, and now I'm in an even deeper takedown from there. So key is never let another man or woman penetrate your corners. Those are your corners, you keep them out of there. Yeah? You guys know your four corners, right? We've talked about that? On your arms and at your hips. If someone controls those points, you generally are controlled. Any other questions? That was a good one. Okay. Well, we are at that point of the night, guys. We're going to get some rounds in. I want to do half of the groups out there doing like an open mat kind of rotation, and then try and get a new group of people in the cage each round that are actually working cage work as well. If you're in the cage, think MMA based, that's looking for subs, looking for strikes. Again, let's get like 3 groups, 4 groups in here max. All the other groups, just that open mat on the knees, live drilling, jits with hit setting. Yeah? All right, guys, hands up. 1, 2, 3. Let's get going. So I like it, but you have to use it like conservative, where it's like great
straight hard off angles on my legs, which is awful for your legs, but then it's on me to go down, right? Like, if I stay here, yeah. Oh, bro, so he was doing it, and he had his legs moving to the middle, and Tatsuro was moving on to this side. So, okay, now weave your legs to the inside of my leg. Yes, and now start pulling yourself this. He was doing this, and Alex Perez, one time, see how my knee went to the inside? And Tatsuro pulled him right over his knee. That was pop this.
So you can like just come out.
And I'm not telling you to pop people's knees, but if they don't want to go down to that position, that's on them. But that was so he was using this to do damage. So as he leaned, he was like striking. Yeah, 100%. So he's striking and stuff from this position, and as he's striking, he's pulling his weight. And one time, Alex did this, and his like.
So it is like.
And that way you're damaging, pulling back with the rear naked.
That was here, and I was just like trying to choke him. Like that's hard to like.
And I can't roll through or anything. You've got my legs locked. I don't know if you felt that. You're pushing my leg inward too, so it's like it's shit on shit. So yeah, not to make your back control dirtier. Don't do it to your friends.
No, I need.
All right, guys. You got a few groups in the cage. Let's get it going. I got your timer. Jess, can I have my phone?
Yeah.
Jess, where's the bathroom?
I'm on
Up the
second
stairs,
gallon right
you
now.
go around.
Good.
The stairs, you take, what? You were gonna go down? Okay.
Bathroom?
I got it.
Okay. Let's do 4-minute rounds with a 1-minute rest. 3, 2, 1, let's go! I gotta start with some of that side control stuff. Just start on the key. Hey, Julian, thanks for sending me a message, dog. Yeah, of course.
Do you need me to push on it?
I don't know which way.
Hello. Good, how are you? It does automatically come out. Let me check. Give me a second.
I just get scared about putting my hands in
I'm at the gym, but I gotta do it.
But if you drill it a lot,
And it gets quick. Then it's just. That's my biggest like mess up is having a Boston thing.
Which is okay, right? That's where everything starts. Nice, slow and steady, and then all of a sudden smooth becomes fast, right? So smooth fast. Nice space, Will, but you gotta get up there. Don't be afraid to get up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Yes! It's not jiu-jitsu, right?
You're finished, right?
Yeah, that was I'm not quite to you though.
Oh, yeah, too hard.
I like too hard to do like two.
Yeah. I gave you that unrealistic amount because I noticed, like, I told you I fucked up my weight cut. And like, in 2 hours, leaving all of that, so like 3 days out, and I fucked up my weight cut. So if I can overload it, like the water, when I finally made it later, I was
I'm
like,
gonna try to run outside with my phone. Yeah.
but it's easy. It's slippery. Zips place. And I want you to rest
Take his little hair knot out.
That's what we're talking about, leading the dance and breaking into your tempo. Yeah. And it's moving really well.
Just go. We don't have to do
20 seconds.
Let's do something you want to work.
Just trying to.
Suffocation.
5 seconds.
I've not done that.
3, 2, 1.
So shoulder.
So Jacob, I want you to learn what I had to learn very early on with Coach Jess. As I can dominate Coach Jess, I can beat Coach Jess, or I can let Coach Jess work and I can find additional things to do. Coach Jess gets mad now, not that I catch her on the very first thing, but that I'm able to catch her on the 4th and 5th. And guess what? If I'm fighting someone really good, it's not the first attempt that's going to get them, it's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, right? So don't ever dominate in power, don't ever dominate in speed. Let her work, just always stay a step ahead. Does that make sense? Try it. Space. You gotta commit to get down here, Mike. You can't wait. It's not jujitsu. Yes, that's how you get up. That's it. You see how when he punches, it takes that pressure off? Yeah. Yes. You get your knee back to the inside, Rob, so your elbow has to clear one side of the knee further, and you have to trim it. So get those hands inside of his knees, inside of his hips. Try to get them all the way down. Then elbows, like elbow, dig into his hip.
Oh, like this?
Yes, now push his knee away and bring your knee to the inside of that space. That's the fight. Yes, that's it. There it is. Watch you guys in Spanish, Jacob. Go back towards the cage. It's up. It's up. It's up. Yes, that's it. Like I said, we're not going to jiu-jitsu with it, yeah? It's up. Here, it's up. That's a single. Yes. Yes. It's up. Yeah. Good job, Luca.
Hey, go. Is someone good? Take my back up. I want to get to it.
So, no, you want to have the elbow that's closest to him has to get through the other side of the hip, which now he's working on his submission, so it's like that. Over fancy. Anytime someone starts to take that position, Luke will watch me with Brandon. I did the same thing. You take a second to kind of get that position. And then Luke was like, hey, you told me the same thing. And I had to start fighting the hand and driving that elbow. If I can beat that elbow in up inside every time, I stay up a lot easier.
So you have to fight that rather than that.
Right then and
And
there. Come up. Elbow.
No pressing up again. Well, where you coming from? Come on, look like over. When like and then so like when elbow
So before he gets that latch on, that elbow needs to go through to the other side of it.
This one?
Yes.
Right.
And I would say like, unless if you're really confident about like your motion shaking,
Right.
but like if some guy like if some back control guy like you're like it's probably better to like.
But I would just do that. You did right here. I would just do that right here. Like if you're taking like my box, you get this. Yeah.
That's an elbow.
It's just the same shit. How like.
Well, now you're taking time.
Okay.
New groups in the cage. We got 5 more minutes. I'm sorry, guys. I got you.
And it's not going on now. We're almost there now.
Working on the round kick and American West. Super fun. That's a lot.
Oh, I know, but it's not going to take that long to go over Jack Ross. There's one target high, target low. Use that. And then that's it.
I thought you were talking about like yes, that's so I plan
Chill.
I plan like I'm saying you know it's
Hey, you wanna go?
Yeah, we can until Victor gets here.
You sure what?
Yeah, until Victor gets here.
You for the body.
Allison, shoulder up. Yeah, keep twisting tight. Bring your head toward me. I quit working to an armbar from that. Oh, no, it's fine.
there is the setup from there for it.
I would advise maybe just get it back up. that would be my plan with Blue Jack. Get back there.
Forty-five seconds.
The seconds left, work this, keep moving, keep moving. That cardio.
Hard work on three. 1, 2, 3. We're a joint system now, so I gotta go generic like history. Yes.